Hey, how's it going? Today, wild change of location. I know, instead of recording on my desk, I'm sitting here comfy with my big boy in my bed and recording this episode. And today, I want to talk about the things I'll love about Japan, since last week I roasted Japan for the fruit situation. But yeah, short and funny answer, the thing I love the most about Japan is toilet. Or our toilets, better said. Why? Well, if you have been to Japan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have not, Google it. South Park made a hilarious episode about it, and it's true. Japanese toilets are great. Like, first of all, that bidet option, I mean, it's nice to have. Like, for me, it's not a game changer. No, not at all. But the thing I love the most is the heated option. The heated seat option. It's so good. So, when I have to go to toilet, especially during winter months or during the cold season, yeah, it's just so lovely if you sit on a heated seat. It's like, I don't want to leave. I want to sit here forever, kind of. It's really nice. So this is a thing I really love, but the truth is, I love it way more that almost everywhere free public toilets are available. Because, unfortunately, my bladder is not the best. It's really, really bad. And on every train station, you have a toilet. It's free, and it's clean. And you might ask now, why do you emphasize that so much? I mean, alright, you have toilets, great. But yeah, in Germany, you have to pay for toilets. Especially, like, the public ones. And I don't know what I think about this. Like, of course, it's okay to pay for it because, yeah, you need to pay the staff who are taking care of it. But then on the other side, I also feel like, hey, it's a human need, so make it free. And okay, I don't mind paying a little bit of money, it's fine. But then, most of the time when I go to a toilet in Germany, like a public one, it's dirty. It's really disgusting, where I feel like, I really don't go, but I have to. So this is why I really love this here in Japan. And yeah, this is honestly, like, one of the reasons I love Japan. Because the truth about this question, what I love the most about Japan is, there is not one particular thing I love the most. I mean, of course, there's one favorite. I will talk about it at the very last. But in general, there's so many things I love Japan. And it's just, for me, it's really a great country. I mean, there's a reason why I've been here for the first time and now kind of living here for a little bit. And one of the things a lot of people probably agree on is the convenience. Oh, it's so good. It's great. Like, you have these convenience stores which are open 24/7. And they're usually around every corner. And you either have 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson, and from time to time you see a mini stop. But these are, I'd say, the big four. Even though mini stop you don't see that much. But anyways, so they're great because if you feel like, hey, I want to have some ice cream in the middle of the night, yeah, you can just go. And literally where I'm living, it's just 2 minutes on foot. And there's a 7-Eleven, and it's really tempting, not gonna lie. And there were occasions where I did exactly that. Going for a late night snack. What I would usually not do in Germany or in any other country because it's just not available 24/7. So this is a thing which is great. But here I also have to say, don't get the wrong idea. You only have that in the big cities, especially in Tokyo. Like, Tokyo, crazy good. Because there was once like a situation. I mean, not only once, but 3 years ago, I was traveling a lot through Japan. So I went from Hokkaido to the very north, like, I think Kumamoto. I haven't been to Okinawa yet, but this is definitely on my bucket list. But I've been to a lot of places, and I also really love the countryside, where, yeah, where you are far away from people, where it's really cozy, and like every business is run by a small family. I love that. And here I really have to say, you will not see so many convenience stores. It's really like rare. And there was one occasion I had like one accommodation, and it was like close to Kyoto. It was at the Biwa Lake. And it was in the middle of nowhere. Literally. So they didn't have a convenience store, and if I wanted to buy my groceries, I had to walk to the train station for 20 minutes and then take the train for 2 stops. So, yeah, that was a little bit inconvenient. But, so yeah, the convenience here in Tokyo, phenomenal. Same situation is actually also with the vending machines. Japan is probably the country with the most vending machines in general, I think. So you also have them around literally every corner. So on a hot summer day, you can just stop by, press a button, and get a cool drink. A drink of your choice. And every vending machine offers different stuff. So in general, like water and tea and coffee is available at almost every vending machine. But then you have like these fancy things like Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper or whatever. Or Coke. Super fancy. And in Japan you call these things, by the way, Jidohan Baiki. And I think it's just a hilarious name. And I love these things. But what is even more convenient than a Jidohan Baiki during hot summer days? It's a Jidohan Baiki in winter. And right now, it's freaking cold. Like, every day is beautiful, the sun is shining, blue sky, but it is close to 0 degrees. So my hands are, well, they're like close to dying every time I go out. So, a Jidohan Baiki is coming in very handy. Because they also sell hot drinks during the cold season. So you can just press the button this time. And yeah, I don't really use the tea for drinking that much. It's more like, hand warmer. It's so nice. And you only have that during the cold season. And I think this is incredible. Like, this convenience, wow, it's mind-blowing. So I really love that. And you have these vending machines actually also in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of crazy. So when I was in Osaka walking somewhere in the, like, it was a hiking area in a mountain, and then I saw randomly like a vending machine popping out of nowhere, and I felt like, okay, I take it. Why not? So yeah, this is great. Another thing I really love about the life in Tokyo is that people don't care. People don't give a fuck about you. You can become a nobody. And of course, this is maybe very controversial, because then like people would probably say, but yeah, you can see it with the loneliness here in Japan. A lot of people feel lonely and they feel like they're not being seen by anyone. And yeah, true. I would say this topic is a little bit pro and con, it depends. But for me, I see it more positive. People don't fucking care who I am. So, I had the dream before I was coming here that I want to have complete pink hair. I wanted to dye my whole head. And I mean, my roots are kind of grown out, so it's been almost a year. And I made it true. I had pink hair. And with pink, I mean super pink. And I loved it. And when I was like, I don't really care much about my hair, so I want to try new styles and stuff. But when it comes to hair colors, like especially in Germany, there are a lot of insinuations or stereotypes, or it's also, I don't know, connected with the political opinion. And I feel like, geez, take a chill pill. It's just about the hair color. I just want to have fancy, fun hair. It has nothing to do with anything else. And here in Japan, a lot of people have colored hair. And it's just fun because I could try already pink, purple, blue. I wanted to try green, but that did not work out well. But this is a thing I really love. People don't really care how you look. And this is a thing I love. And you see it also in the style, you know. Japanese people, especially Tokyo people, oh, well, they're so well dressed. And honestly speaking here, I have no clue about fashion. I don't really care. I like it comfortable, baggy, whatsoever. But when I see the people, man, so cool. You have the business style, you have people in goth looks, or you also have the Lolita look. So the super cute girls, and I mean, all these styles are kind of extreme. So they're really like, you see it when you walk in the crowd. You just see it. But people don't care. And I have the feeling no one is judging, which is so nice. Because I personally love having colored hair and also wear, Pokemon stuff. Like, my personal favorite items I bought here are 2 hoodies with Pokemon. And yeah, in Germany you easily get like the stamp like, oh yeah, you're weirdo or you're a nerd or whatever. And here people are like, oh yeah, that's cool. And you also see people walking around with big plush toys attached to their bag because, yeah, maybe you also saw the Labubu trend. And I just love it. People can express themselves however they want. And I, obviously, as you can see, I love Pokemon. So, I mean, I don't have, like, huge plush toys on my bag, but I have also a keychain and, yeah, the hoodies, and no one cares. Everyone is like, yeah, do your thing, girl. And this is the thing I love about Japan, that you can dress or you can become whoever you want to be. And of course there's social rules, and the social standard here is really difficult sometimes. But yeah, it is what it is, right? Another thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it with social rules, yeah, there are so many rules which are unwritten, but I love them, and people abide by the rules. And I don't know where the stereotype is coming from that German people love to follow rules, because bullshit! Like, when I am in Germany and I want to ride a bus, it's kind of like whoever is the biggest or the strongest can enter the bus first. Where I feel like, great, I'm not like this and I don't like pushing people. But here in Japan, I was amazed. When I came here 7 years ago, I saw people lining up and I was like, what's happening here? And then I realized it's a bus stop. And here, the unwritten rule is just whoever comes first enters first. And this is a thing, I just love it. I mean, people just care for each other and everyone tries to fit in, and that no one gets, like, excluded or that people feel uncomfortable, and I really love this. And speaking of that, whoopsie. And speaking of that, I want to come to the thing I probably love the most about Japan. But also here, it's important to add that there is a difference between my opinion when I was just traveling the last 2 times and now that I'm living here. So, what I love the most about Japan is the kindness. the kindness and the politeness of the people. And there was, like I said, there was like a little bit of a different opinion now. And I didn't realize it until I started living here. And it's like, people are incredibly friendly and polite because social rules, again, are kind of strong. And you should not be the odd one, you should fit in. This can be good and bad, so it really depends on the context. But in general, people try to be very, very nice. And I love that because 7 years ago, I can remember I arrived here and I had no clue where I had to go. I really was lost and I'm just really unable to read cards like Google Maps or even like a normal card, but that's another story. And then I knew like a businessman, a guy in a suit approached me and he's like, "Do you have a problem?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know where to go here. How do I get to this train station?" And he just took me instead of showing me the way. And I felt like, you probably have something better to do than showing me the way because you seem like you're going to work. But I really appreciate that. I was like, oh wow, it's so nice. And people in general are still super nice. But the point what I want to say is sometimes the politeness and the kindness is fake. And I'm really sorry for that. So sometimes people don't really speak their mind just because they want to keep the peace. And they don't want to be the odd one, as I said. So sometimes they just be quiet. And a good example, it just happened 3 weeks ago. I was in a supermarket and I was just walking around. And yeah, sometimes I'm like a dreamer walking through the aisles and don't see anything else and looking at the products. And then I didn't realize that there was an employee, so I did not, but almost bumped into her. And she was like, I'm so sorry, but I didn't even have the chance to say sorry first because she was always like, I'm so sorry. And I feel like it's not your fault. It's 100% or even 1000% my fault because I was careless. I didn't look where I was going. And I feel like, of course, I know you want to be polite, but it's too much. It was my fault. And sometimes when you interact with Japanese people, and I have a lot of friends, I still feel not as connected as to my foreign friends, for example. Like, even though I know some people for quite a while, there's always something in between us. Like, they keep their distance. So sometimes they also just agree with your opinion, even though they don't, just to keep the peace. And this is a thing where I feel a little bit sorry. And I still love it. I still love it when people are kind and polite. But I think sometimes it would be nice when they're just honest and tell what's on their mind. And speaking of that, if the situation is not forced, like, for example, in a business manner, you always have to be polite and you always have to be kind. It doesn't matter in what mood you're in. And of course, it's professional. On the other side, I say, everyone has sometimes a bad mood. We're humans, we're not robots. And of course, you don't need to be you should not be mad or rude to your customers, but on the other side, you also don't need to be overly friendly, because we're humans, right? But if the situation is not forced, it's so crazy how kind and polite people are. And when I was traveling 3 years ago, I was traveling through every part of Japan except for Okinawa. So I went from Kumamoto all the way up to Hokkaido. And I met so many incredibly kind people where I was just like, oh, I want to give something back. So when I was in Hokkaido, funny story about that. I was just walking around and it was like a place where you don't really see foreigners. And I saw an old lady running out her house. And I was like, oh, okay. And she wanted to talk to me. And I was like, oh, okay. And she could speak incredibly good English. And I was surprised because, yeah, usually when you go more on the countryside in Japan, like, people cannot really speak that, like, English that well, that good. And we were talking, and she was also a traveler, and she told me about her travels through Spain and Europe. And she also told me that her husband died, and that was, yeah, it was actually really nice that she shared something like this with me. And we were just casually talking. And then, in the end, yeah, I think we were talking for around 20 minutes, and then she was like, oh yeah, please wait. And she gave me some flowers out of her garden, and also gave me some, yeah, chocolate and some oranges, and I felt like, wow, that's so nice. People are so kind. And even though sometimes you have the situation where people are a little bit like their kindness is fake, most of the time, people really mean it. And and this is just one of the things I really love the most about Japan. The people are so kind and polite. And it always warms up my heart. Anyways, so what do you think? Is there anything you love the most about Japan? And if so, what is it? And I think it's probably hard to name it in one thing because there are so many things you have to love about Japan because it's just great. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, see you next week. Thanks for listening and have a good one.